great job on that song, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Good choice of words.
Yeah.
Just a good job. 6 minutes after 9 o'clock, it is time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. Carol Ann Baldwin is here to answer your questions. It's a full-hour show, and your participation is an important part of the show, so feel free to call in, whether you're interrupting us, changing the subject, or bringing something up that, whatever.
Yeah.
The number is 622-9622. We're both warm.
I took one jacket off, so yeah, when I came in.
It's cold in this room.
It's a little cool in this room.
Don't know why.
Yeah.
It gets hot when it's hot.
Even though that's a mega thick window there, I don't
That's
know
what the culprit is. The window.
Is it the window?
Yeah, I don't know.
But
I think that's why it gets hot in the summer, because the sun
I'm
comes
sure
in.
that the sun is coming through, right,
Yeah.
and that this room.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing well. It's cold outside.
Freeze warning in effect tonight.
And actually, our coldest will be first thing in the morning. It always is. It's not necessarily at midnight. They need to actually tell you Wednesday morning will be the coldest, not Tuesday night. It's Wednesday morning. The temperature drops after 2 a.m.
But you're not going to wake up at 1 o'clock and say, "Okay, time to bring in the
No,
plants."
you need to put them in, but you have to realize that when you wake up on Wednesday morning, it's going to be cold.
So you have some people calling in already.
Great.
Let's take some of those calls. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning.
Morning.
I live in a development in northwest Ocala, and when we first moved here, we had the St. Augustine grass.
Okay.
St. Augustine grass.
Right,
I'm
right.
sorry. And then it never really looked very good, and we did have a lawn service, so we had it taken out and we put in zoysia.
Okay.
And we were all excited. Gosh, it's going to be great. Everyone said, oh, the zoysia was great. Well, it turned out to not look very good either. So I don't know if our lot's been cursed or if our lawn service is bad, but I was wondering what we can do to encourage our zoysia to come back and look really, really healthy in the spring.
Okay. One thing you have to realize, zoysia a longer time to get established, meaning if you have it sodded, it can still really take a year, maybe even 2, for it to really begin to look its best. It's going to be your proper fertilizations and watering and weed control if necessary. Once zoysia really gets going, you won't have a weed problem.
Is there anything you'd recommend in the way of proper fertilization? So I can either address that to my lawn service or hopefully whenever they come by, I've said, now remember, this is zoysia. Say, oh, yeah, we know.
Oh, right,
and they
right.
get out there with their little hoses and spray everything, and off they go again.
Right, because they're using liquid fertilizers, which I know that they use them, they know how to use them. I still don't think that they really feed properly. I like the granulated fertilizers only because they feed over a period of anywhere between 8 and 10 weeks usually, and you're feeding that during the growing season, which would be middle of March. We usually try to put down a granulated fertilizer March to that first week of April, maybe. That you got a 2-week window to put down that fertilizer, and then you're not going to do anything until June when you'll put down something that's going to have a good iron source. If it had any nitrogen, it's going to be very, very slow release. We try to discourage nitrogen use in the summer months because of rains. And again, then, that's going to feed. You may need an extra feeding in there with that during the summer. And then about September, you're going to go back to your fertilizer with a decent nitrogen source that has a good portion of that being a slow release nitrogen that's going to help to feed that during that fall time. In the wintertime, grass doesn't take up nutrient. We don't fertilize between September and March. It's just not generally feasible. It's not, the plant just doesn't take it up easily. You don't want it to grow when it's supposed to be dormant. Zoysia does go dormant fairly early and is one of the slower ones to come back. So don't go throwing fertilizer out just because your neighbor with St. Augustine that they're starting to fertilize. You might even give your zoysia an extra week or so for it to come back up.
Okay, well, I'm not above getting out there with a spreader and doing it myself. I'm kind of getting ahead of the lawn service. But in March, what would you recommend that I put down?
Unless I'm not sure if there's going to be anything new out on the market, but if you can find even as simple as a 1608 or a 3008, if it's the 32, make sure you've got slow release. That's your biggest.
Okay.
That's your biggest thing is turn those bags over. Don't go by name brand. That's not necessarily the best way to go. But turn that bag over, or look at the way the breakdown is, and you're looking for a good amount of a slow release fertilizer. Where's my little cheat sheet here? You just reminded me. Where did I put that? I moved it. I had a nice cheat sheet that Extension. One of the master gardeners had done up, and you know what? I moved that the other day to show it to somebody, and I didn't put it back where it belongs. But that would be something I would be going for. You want the slow release because it feeds for an extended period of time. Fast release and liquid fertilizers generally feed very, very quickly, and that they don't last, especially if it rains.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you're looking for that.
Well, I surely thank you for your help, and I enjoyed the show so much.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you for the call.
Yep. And,
Bye-bye.
and another thing with the lawns, and hopefully she'll turn her radio back up, and with our lawns is here in the wintertime, everybody says, oh, well, they won't let me water. Again, our lawns aren't taking up as much water at this time of year because they should be on a dormancy or at least somewhat dormant, so that 1 day a week is enough. Just do it thoroughly, water nice and deeply. If we're getting ready to have a cold and your irrigation wasn't set up to come on, go out there with the hose and water. You're just not allowed to turn a sprinkler on and leave it, but you can water, shrubbery, the lawn, etc., by hand. They just don't want you walking away from it or turning your irrigation system on, because that's where we get a lot of the water waste. But no fertilization right now, no weed and feeds right now, no excess water with the cold weather. A little bit of water actually yesterday. Try not to have them going into the cold weather. Water stressed or drought stress, but water stress this time of year can be a little bit of an issue, especially with the wind that brought in these cold fronts. So just
like us. I mean, it's affecting.
Right.
We were talking about this before we went on the air about the dehydrating thing.
Right.
Yeah.
That this time of year, and those of us who get out in the yard and landscape at this time of year have to be actually more vigilant on your liquid intake this time of year than in the summertime, because in the summertime we're going, oh my goodness, I'm so hot, I'm going to go sit in the shade for a moment and have a cool drink. So we consume. This time of year it's going, wow, it's brisk out. I can get out there and I can work and I do this and I do that and I forget to take a drink. And
We're up to the break.
yeah.
I wasn't not paying attention. I was putting you on
Yes, you were
Instagram.
doing stuff.
I got a new thing.
Oh,
See?
okay. You
So I
got a
took a
new
picture of
thing.
you. So the picture is you.
Okay.
And then the picture of you on the monitor that I look
okay.
at. So there's you and there's
And
you.
there's me. Oh,
So
nifty.
it'll be on my thing.
On your Instagram.
Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I think it's all
It
three.
all goes through,
I think it
yeah.
goes all three at once.
Sweet.
I know. Just a kid.
Yeah, new toys.
I'll be right back. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine on this Tuesday, but cool with a high of just 53 to 57. Mainly clear and cold tonight, lows ranging from about 30 well inland to 42 along the coast. For Wednesday, partly sunny and noticeably milder in the afternoon, high 62 to 66. For Thursday, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 68 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show, too.
Well, as a matter of fact, join me, Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, every Tuesday at 10 for auto repair with personal care right here on The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source, Citrus, Levy, Marion, and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine on this Tuesday, but cool with a high of just 53 to 57. Mainly clear and cold tonight, lows ranging from about 30 well inland to 42 along the coast. For Wednesday, partly sunny and noticeably milder in the afternoon, high 62 to 66. For Thursday, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 68 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, let's return to Carol Ann Baldwin. And In the Garden with Carol Ann, remember your phone calls are an important part of this show. We'd love hearing from you, and you don't have to worry about interrupting us. That's what we want. And you don't have to worry about changing the subject. That's fine. And Carol Ann is here to answer your questions. You have a phone call. Good
Great.
morning. Thank you for calling. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Say, we had a pretty heavy frost over here in Silver Spring this morning. It kind of reminded me of Wisconsin in the wintertime.
Oh.
Kind of nice a little bit.
No, Wisconsin is -2 right now.
I got a concrete bird bath out there, and I had to layer ice on it again. I had to go out there with a pitcher of hot water to get it loose for the birdies.
Oh.
We got to take care of those guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you do it in the spring and summer, you definitely have to do it in the winter because they do become accustomed to having that provided.
Oh, yeah. See, the real reason I called the other day, I was over at Lowe's, and I happened to walk through the department where there's fertilizers and
Right.
that kind of stuff. But anyways, these little animals that make these big piles of dirt, I was like gophers, I guess they
Yes.
call them.
Yeah, it would be a gopher. Yep.
And I noticed it caught my eye. There's a product. It's in a bag. It's a granular that you would spread on your lawn, and it defers them. They don't like it, and they'll move on to your
Right.
neighbors, I guess.
Right.
But I across the street from me is a field, and I'm telling you, it looks like a war zone over there. I don't know if those things get more active this time of year or not, but I'm thinking of maybe throwing some on my lawn in the front there on the other side of the road where I am to maybe to keep them away if they decide to come across the street.
To keep them from entering your lawn in the first time. It's an interesting product. The granulated one, there's liquid one and granulated. They're both a castor oil based product. That the castor oil, once it's down into the soil, it's not a pollutant, it's not a toxin, it is a deterrent, it's a repellent. I guess gets on their fur or gets into where it's sticky. It's not pleasant for them that area. The granulated one, when you turn the bag over, you're going to see that there's quite a bit more directions on how to make that work properly. I don't know if you bought the granulated one, but you're going to have to do it per the directions if you did. The liquid one is, I think much simpler, as it's just applied in your band or over the area and then thoroughly watered down into that soil.
Yeah, I didn't buy either one yet. If I buy the granular, which I'm kind of tending to do because I got a spreader and everything else, those kind of things work pretty good. That needs to be watered in too, right?
I believe yes, it does, and it's also you'll see. Well, now because you don't have an active issue, the instructions might be a little more simple. But like I said, it's like a step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So be sure you take a look at that bag before you make your decision which one you want to get.
Yeah, I hope this stuff works because let me tell you, those little things they can do a lot of damage. And like I said before, I look across the street and it looks like a war zone over there. Do they get more active in the winter?
They could have been, especially we were so warm for an extended time. Now that we've turned cold, food sources change levels in the ground on some of that. Though the gophers are more vegetative eaters, I'm sure they do consume a few bugs as well. And that breeding times, that the little ones, that could be that they're in at the active breeding season right now. I'm not, personally informed on how the habits of the pocket gopher, but they are a nuisance. They are destructive to the landscape, and something that, if you can prevent them from coming in, it's a lot easier than trying to get rid of them once they're there.
Okay, well, thank you, and stay warm.
Oh, yeah, you too. Thank you.
And you have another phone call coming in. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, I have a question for Carol Ann.
Sure.
My husband wants to cut the grass today. Is this a good idea if it's going to freeze tonight?
No, it's not. No, the grass shouldn't be.
Argument happening.
Yeah, the grass shouldn't be that long that it would need to be mowed right now. If you were going to mow it, you need to do that when it's going to be warm for a couple of days. Otherwise, it's going to, it's not the best thing for it because it's not going to warm up today too much except for in the mid-50s.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah, hopefully
I know
we're
what's gonna
not
happen
getting in the middle of the argument. But no, it's if you wanted the grass mowed, it should have been done. I don't even know if over the weekend would have been any good. Wait a few days. I think we're going to get a couple warm days, possibly after tomorrow. Tomorrow morning's going to be very cold, as it was this morning, a little bit colder. I think Wednesday's to warm up at least up into the 60s. Thursday, I thought I saw it was going up to around 70. So if we've got a couple days where it's not going to drop down too far into I could possibly look on my weather thing. And see where we're at on temperatures for a few days, because you're gonna, you don't want to mow that off and have it be below 40 degrees. I just see you're gonna have some, you're gonna scalp it. It's not gonna be a happy a bunch of grass. Yeah, the next few days aren't really the best. That's why I say in wintertime, Thursday it's going to high as 71, Friday 68, but Saturday's only 53. We're in winter.
Yeah,
we're doing the cold, the little bit of a warm up, the cold. It's just like a scene wave that you see go down through. And that's our normal winter. Your grass is going to be dormant on those couple warm days. If the lawn's just dirty because of the leaves that have fallen, raise that blade up, to where you're not actually taking off grass and mow across it. And basically all you're doing is sucking up the leaves and cleaning that off. That'd be about all I would do.
Yeah. Well, maybe he didn't want to cut the grass.
Yeah, maybe
it was
not.
His license.
Maybe it's the other way around. Yeah.
And you have a phone call?
Right.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
sort of reminds me of that old Sesame Street song. It isn't easy being green.
That's right.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
All righty, thanks. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. I know we're getting ready to go to the break shortly, but we've got, I got my stack of all the things to do, and it's always that whole planning ahead. As we're always, it's always amazing to go, why are you, it's the end of January and you're thinking forward to March and April.
Yeah.
Well, you have to think that far ahead when you want to plant things. Upcoming in February, there are two different type of things. The one, you have not yet missed the registration deadline for the Edible Gardening 101, which is a 5-evening course on what else? Edible gardening in Marion County.
Right.
This one does carry a registration fee, which is non-refundable, $30 per person or $50 per couple. This covers materials and light snacks. And if you want to call over to Terry over at the Extension office, 671-8400 by January the 25th. So if you're interested in getting ready to do that spring garden, this is a great thing to do. It's the first week of February from 6:30 to 8 o'clock in the evening, 6 to 8:30 in the evening, and learn what you can. Then you'll come out to the Spring Festival in March, be picking up all kinds of plants and planting your garden about the 15th of March. The other item going on in February is a Florida-friendly homeowner small series. Well, again, it's a four-day series, a 9 to 2 over at Rainbow Springs State Park at the Head Springs Pavilion. And this is one that you will register through Eventbrite. If anybody is familiar with Eventbrite, it does all the registration. You can pay with a credit card, etc. Also has a registration fee, which is four sessions for $35 and lunch is provided. So you might, if you need any more information, call over there 671-8400 and you're looking for information on the Florida Friendly Homeowner. And it's on water savings and energy savings on your utilities and things like that, what you can do in your landscape to help conserve water, help with your utility bill if you pay for water and sewer. Turning that irrigation system on can cost you a lot of money.
Did you hear about the water problem in Flint, Michigan?
I have, and that's such a shame.
Now, obviously, the most important is the humans.
Right,
But
right.
Do you think that'll affect the watering of the
Plant
lawns,
life
too?
and the lawns I'm not so sure about, but it would be a little bit of concern on my thought on vegetables, on your edibles.
Oh, really?
Because you're consuming
So
that.
they could become deadly or toxic, too.
It's a heavy metal.
Yeah.
Your lawn at least would begin to act as a filter as that water perked back down through to groundwater sources. But, it's kind of, especially because that's been going on for quite a while. This wasn't something that just happened a week ago and they go, oh my goodness, we found a heavy, too high of a concentration. Somebody dropped the ball.
Yeah. Today's National Popcorn Day.
Yes.
Can you grow popcorn?
Yeah, you can. You just don't grow it with sweet corn. Because you'll ruin both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What is it? Just a harder kernel?
It's a different variety.
Does it look on the what do you call it?
I think it's a smaller kernel. Because if you ever notice what the kernels look like, I see we're actually probably getting ready to go to that bottom of the hour, but we can play with popcorn on the way back. Because I make the best popcorn.
Do you really?
Yes, I do.
What's your secret?
It's done on the stovetop. with my whirly pop. Yeah.
I think I'm the best. I think I could.
I can pop almost every kernel.
There was a study on this, exactly what the temperature should be.
Well, I guess I can get it on the stove.
We'll take a little break. Be right back. If you want to call in, we have a whole half hour left. 622-9622. We'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. A lot of militant money is now gone.
A senior defense official confirming to Fox News U.S. warplanes destroyed a large bank belonging to the Islamic militants last night in Mosul, Iraq. An estimated 45 million U.S. dollars in Iraqi dinars were destroyed in ISIS's storage facility in Iraq's second largest city. A strike last week hit another Mosul facility. It's reportedly forced ISIS to significantly cut pay to fighters and civil servants.
Fox Radio's Jessica Gallagher. More issues with some of the hottest gadgets around. Some 300 counterfeit hoverboards seized in Miami. Meanwhile, leading hoverboard maker Swagway under fire for allegedly selling products with counterfeit Underwriters Laboratories safety mark.
That sticker signifies normally the product's been evaluated for safety, but Underwriters Laboratories says it has not certified any of Swagway's boards.
Jolene Kent with the Fox Business Network's Fox News. We report, you decide.
Without automatic cloud backup, everything on your computer is at risk. From hackers, viruses, natural disasters, or even the occasional human error. Few things are as bad for business as downtime. So why take the risk? Get Carbonite Cloud Backup and protect all the files that keep your business or your home running smoothly. Start your free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Use the offer code INFORMATION to get 2 free bonus months if you decide to buy. That's Carbonite.com. Offer code INFORMATION.
A pair of headlights cut through the darkness of the lonely road. The driver was clearly lost. There was a reason no one set foot in these woods. No one. Her knuckles turned white from gripping the steering wheel. She saw something in the middle of the road. Something gigantic. It was huge. It was hairy. She wasn't able to stop, and it was just a giant rodent. And the car was covered, thanks to a farmer's agent. Tyrannosaurus rat, May 26, 2015. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
We all know the importance of good health, but we may not know the latest advances in medicine that are available to us. Monday at 9 a.m., Bern Paraiso will be our roving medical reporter to tell us about Seven Hill Gastroenterology PA and Dr. Reddy. We'll discuss screening, techniques, and more. So tune in and listen. This is more than news you can use. It's news that could save your life. That's Monday at 9:05 a.m. We are rocking here on the Gardening Show.
Now I'm going to want popcorn.
That's popcorn, yeah.
I got to get my popcorn
That is
popper out.
the heavy metal popcorn.
Right.
Wow.
And you need a good heavy pop.
That guy is really good, huh?
That's pretty cool. Good instrumental.
Yeah, so today's National Popcorn Day.
National Popcorn Day. I'm going to have to have popcorn.
There's a city in Ohio called Marion.
Uh-huh.
And so they have the Marion Popcorn Festival every year, but it's after Labor Day. It's not today, even though today.
But it would be a little cold up there. Yeah.
Right.
Be hanging out, having popcorn balls and the rest of it. But it's popcorn's good, and so long as you don't load it full of butter and all the rest of it, it's actually good for you.
Yeah, with the butter.
Yeah, but you got to have the butter and the. I like the flavored.
Do you know what I didn't like?
Toppings.
That hot air popcorn. Remember that?
Yeah,
it didn't do anything for me.
No, it needs and like I said, I make a pretty good popcorn.
What do you use? What oil?
Just vegetable oil. Just vegetable oil, but it's a stovetop, one of the Whirly Pop hand crank popcorn poppers.
Right.
Because every time I've done microwave popcorn, I'm disappointed. Because you dump it in a bowl and you have a quarter of it unpopped at the bottom. It's a mess.
Yeah.
And with my Whirly Pop, I get out the big bowl, and when I dump that in there might be 2 kernels that aren't popped. And I've never burned one. And yes, you can grow popcorn. Pretty much you're going to grow popcorn the same way you're going to grow regular sweet corn. Just don't grow them at the same time. Corn is wind pollinated, and so if they're too close to each other, they will cross pollinate, and what that ruins is that crop.
Wow.
So your sweet corn would be probably hard and chewy, and your popcorn wouldn't pop.
So both get ruined.
So both would be ruined.
Really?
So you grow one or the other, and it could too be just watching your planting times. So long as you don't have them tasseling at the same time, you could grow them probably in the same growing season.
And you have a phone call, but
Great.
first, do you know a lady named Sunny Days? I love that name.
Yes, I do.
Sunny
Yes.
Days. Well, I posted the picture of
Yeah.
you, and she says, "Oh, I know her.
Yes, hi,
She's
Sunny.
our garden fairy to the rescue."
Yes, that's my Sunny.
Go to the phone. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
I have a stir-crazy popcorn maker.
Okay.
You know what? It has the big dome. You put the kernels and a little bit of oil in
Yep.
it, and it goes around and around until they all pop.
Yep. That's the best way to do them on the stovetop. See, mine has the little handle. You do still have to stir it.
Looks like you're making ice cream when you do
Yeah,
that.
when you just I'm sharpening a pencil. Is what it looks like. But yeah, they're the best popcorn
Have a good
poppers.
morning, all.
Thank
Yep,
you,
you
Jim.
too. And then the other way to do the best popcorn is for camping. I also have one of the firebox popcorn poppers. So you take and
on
put
a
your measure
campfire.
on the campfire.
Oh, really?
That you measure out your oil and your popcorn, and you put it in there and put the lid on and put it in the coals and start to shake, and that makes some pretty good popcorn too. It's on the order of, say, your Jolly Time, where it used to be the one on the stovetop that pushed up the little foil.
Right.
But this is for your campfire. So.
All right, let's
you
see.
Got it, because you got to have popcorn.
You have some
during these
fans
times.
responding to your picture. It says, Robin Leota Pruitt, do you know her? No?
Oh, yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
trying for the
that's
last
Robin,
30
yeah.
minutes to get the station to come up on my laptop. I get the homepage, but it won't connect to the live radio. Okay, let me try this.
So you got to listen live. Well, that's while you're playing with that, we got a couple other things that are coming up besides the February with the Edible Gardening 101 and Florida Friendly Homeowners. The Marion County Habitat for Humanity's Save the Date, March the 5th, third annual Strawberry Festival over at McPherson Complex. I believe WOCA participated in that last year.
Yeah,
I don't know if we are this year too.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if we are this year.
I don't know. I haven't, because I picked this up over at Extension, so I'm sorry if we're not. There's vendors, food, car shows, zip line, kids zone, live entertainment, beauty pageant, pet parade, and all things strawberry. And the proceeds for this are benefiting Habitat for Humanity. So for more information, 351-4663, or you could probably go to habitatocala.org. I hate when words are run together. I'm never sure if there's an extra one in the middle.
Oh, I know.
You have to put your finger over one of them that you can tell. No, habitatocala.org or McPherson Complex, 351-4663, March the 5th, third annual Strawberry Festival. And, of course, the first the best, the area's largest all-in-one plant sale and garden expo is the Marion County Master Gardener Spring Festival. This year it is March 12th and 13th, 8 to 5 and 9 to 4 respectively. Still only $1 admission for those over the age of 12. Please, no pets. Service animals are obviously welcome, but no pets, please. We don't want anybody, pets or people, to be hurt on your pets. There's a great kids zone that started a few years back, and I want to say that this is 2021. I'm trying to think of which annual. 23rd annual, I believe, Spring Festival. Because I've been there. This will be my 20th, and I think it was there 3 years prior to that, over at the City Auditorium in downtown Ocala near Tuscaloosa.
So you moved here 20 years ago?
I moved to Ocala 32 years
32.
ago. 30.
Right now, by the way.
34 years ago, I moved.
The town you moved from is Willingboro, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Right now, it's 19 degrees there.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, yesterday I looked at it online. I said, ooh, 20 degrees. Yeah.
40 degrees here, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm
But there
in
is a
Florida.
freeze warning in effect for
Yes.
tonight, just to warn you.
Right, we are in wintertime, and for those of my friends, and we didn't get any thunder out of that weather system that came through with all the wind,
Oh,
all
that's
that heavy
just your
rain,
theory,
is
right.
that, yeah, my weather thing, my prognostication comes through from its first day of winter came on 21st of December, and so for between then and before spring, we need 3 thunderstorms in order to usher spring in. So that's mine instead of the groundhog, which will show up. He's around about a week and a half, the 2nd of February.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 2 weeks.
Close,
Today's
wow.
the 19th
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
2 weeks.
Okay.
The 2nd is a Tuesday.
Okay.
So
So
it'll
2
be
weeks from
Grand-
today, it's
yeah.
what's it?
Puxatawny Phil.
Puxatawny, okay.
Puxatawny Phil, and I don't know whatever happened to the one up there in the Atlanta Zoo. But no, do mark your calendar. Lots of good presentations. You know, we always have the educational seminars over at during the Spring Festival. Some of them I think are kind of similar from year to year. So if you missed one, you might be able to get into it this year. They're always updated if there's anything new going on. There will be one this year on growing stevia. So growing your own non-artificial sweetener. Without growing sugarcane.
You know what Dan told me? He tried. He and his wife tried to boil stevia leaves.
Okay.
And then pour the liquid as a sweetener. They said it worked fine.
Right.
It worked wonderfully.
Right. To keep as a liquid
But
sweetener.
that stevia you brought in that time,
That was right. That was a commercially processed, and I think too, if you taste stevia, the leaf,
Yeah.
it doesn't taste that good, but when it is processed, either steeped as he did, or powdered and ground and used, cooked, added into a recipe, it then is a satisfactory sweetener, and I do like it as a sweetener. I've had it in. There's a lot of different low-calorie or no-calorie beverages out there that when they tell you it doesn't contain aspartame or whatever, read the label. It may have stevia extract.
Well, the Coca-Cola with the green label.
Right, that one's a stevia one.
It's half and half. It's half sugar, half stevia.
Okay.
So it's a
So it's
blend,
still
yeah.
right. It's still a blend because to try to get people who are so much on the sugar level,
Right.
but it has dropped it, and I'm sure it's dropped that calorie count without
yeah.
being an artificial sweetener.
Right.
So it's something to. But a lot of the flavored waters that are sweetened are not sweetened with sugar. They're not sweetened with the artificial sweeteners. They are sweetened with stevia. So
But that's
more
a
and more
good
of it's
thing,
getting.
I guess, from
I
what
think
we've heard so far.
And, yeah, and because it doesn't, for those who are diabetic, it doesn't throw that glycemic level. Those of us who like a sweet beverage don't just want that plain water flavor occasionally. It's not artificially sweetened, but it's also not full of calories either. So.
Is it hard to grow on your own?
I don't believe it
Can
really is.
you grow enough to actually use?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, and you can grow it in containers. It's a pretty decent size.
Is that considered an herb?
Yes.
Oh, it is?
Yes, it's
Okay.
an herb. And they'll have a talk talking about growing it yourself. Probably, you would have to have several pots to really keep your family in a sweetener. But then again, those who are going to do that, maybe you're not a big sweetener user anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what its division would be. Say you were going to make a homemade muffin, how much you would need to have on hand to
Right.
make that a sweetener, or could you use other items as well? Are you using an applesauce in there maybe, or your other fruits and things as more of your sweetener, and this is just that little more that it needs to be a little more palatable. So. But yes, you can grow it.
We got about a minute before the next break. If you want to call in and ask a question or just make a comment, that's what we want. And the number to do that is 622-9622. We're taking a break in about 45 seconds. So, but we'll have another 12 minutes when we come back after the commercials and all that.
And with that, you handed me the article that you, I don't know, did you mention it today on the flower blooms on the International Space Station?
No, I did not.
That's
That was
that's
something we saved for
something
you.
different. Yeah, it's a little one, so we might get into that a little bit if you want to, where they're trying to be able to grow things in space successfully, and apparently they haven't had a whole lot of successes up until now.
I wonder why.
Well, temperatures.
Right, yeah, but
Those guys aren't gardeners; they're scientists.
Maybe that's what it is, yeah. All right, we'll take a little break. Be right back. Remember, your calls are important. If you want to call, the number is 622-9622. Otherwise, just relax and listen.
Get another cup of coffee.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Sunshine on this Tuesday, but cool with a high of just 53 to 57. Mainly clear and cold tonight, lows ranging from about 30 well inland to 42 along the coast. For Wednesday, partly sunny and noticeably milder in the afternoon, high 62 to 66. For Thursday, some sun followed by increasing clouds, high 68 to 72. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the key to your new car costs so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Put your money to work. Florida Credit Union has a money market special, 1% APY until December 31st, 2016. That's right, through December 31st, 2016. $50,000 minimum balance to open and earn dividends. On January 1st, 2017, the account reverts back to a normal account at current rates. Federally insured by the NCUA, Florida Credit Union, enriching people every day. Visit one of Florida Credit Union's convenient locations today or their website, www.flcu.org.
Offer ends February 28th, 2016.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Enrich your life at Golden Ocala Golf and Equestrian Club. Here, century-old oak trees surround stunning homes, resort-style amenities, and a stately clubhouse. Our exceptional golf course will host the 2016 Coates Golf Championship presented by R&L Carriers. And here you can savor a luxurious lifestyle that's second to none. Call 352-369-6969 for more information on our available real estate options and to schedule a home tour.
We are The Source, WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's return to Carolyn. But we're looking at the temperatures around the state. So
Right.
what do we figure? Miami? Oh, I didn't do Miami.
You didn't do Miami.
Temperature in Miami, let me see, right now. It's 40 degrees here, 57 in Miami, 56 in Fort Lauderdale. Do you think Key West will be warmer?
Oh, I would think so. At least a little bit.
All right, I'm trying. Temperature, I love everything here.
Yeah.
Temperature in Key West.
You would think they'd just give you a map and let
60
you click
degrees.
on 60. And actually, I know somebody down there in the Keys, and the other day she's got, she wants Florida back. She wants warm weather back because it's, for them that's cold.
Right,
and just
right,
like
right,
for
right,
us,
right.
when we're having that high of 60. Yesterday, I actually, I'm bundled up here. My heavy coat's sitting over there, and it was transfer between jackets. My car looks like a coat closet with different varieties of things to put on as the temperatures change through the day.
Right.
And I think I did for a short while, as long as I was in the sun, got down to a vest with just the long sleeve shirt underneath it. It might have been for about an hour or two. When I got home, I had to put a coat back on. That was, that's just the way we operate here. Dress in layers if you're going out and go out in your garden. Right now, it's deceiving. It looks gorgeous out there.
Nice.
And it is beautiful out there.
Yeah, but if you were in Milwaukee, 40 degrees would sound pretty good.
Oh, yes, it would. Yeah. And
It's all
like you said, in my hometown, it's 19, 20
perspective.
degrees right now.
Yeah.
That's why I don't live there anymore. I don't like the cold. They can have the cold, but so it's our Florida winter. And we just have to get used to it. And we do, usually. We acclimate just the same way our plants do. And speaking of that, if you didn't cover your plants last night, it's not going to do much good to cover them tonight.
Really?
Yeah, because the damage is probably already done.
Well, this is the question we had for you.
Okay.
Okay. Is like 32 degrees is freezing.
Right.
Is that way more damaging to a plant than 35 degrees?
Yeah,
because of the fact that it freezes
it
the
actually
water.
freezes, right, right. That if you covered, leave them covered. If you use things like frost blankets, I saw a neighbor had thrown a sheet over a small banana plant, but because it's touching it, it really didn't do anything, and it didn't touch the ground. Your frost blankets do just that, frost. They don't do freeze. They may help to keep the temperature 3 to 5 degrees warmer under there, but if it doesn't touch the ground and stay touched to the ground and make sure it's not touching the plant material, because wherever that touches, that's going to get cold. That's still going to get cold.
It makes
where
sense,
it's touching. So unless you don't mind a little frost on the, that the tips are going to get burned, don't bother with it. Perennials are supposed to freeze back. It's not like the ground is going to freeze and kill the root zone. So they're going to freeze. They're going to be brown. They're going to be ugly. That's what nature intended. Our hardy shrubs, our hollies, our Indian hawthorns, the dianella, your ornamental grass. Well, your ornamental grasses will even turn brown. You'll cut them back in spring. But your hardy shrubs, they don't need to be covered. Hibiscus, I would be more concerned on protecting my root zone. And at this point, you go out and you get a couple bags of mulch, or you get your leaves all raked up and pile them up around there. That's going to keep that root zone warm. And if you wanted to throw a frost blanket over the top, realizing, you might be slowing down the inevitable, because you will forget one night this winter, and you'll just fry them all.
Oh.
But that's how nature helps us to prune things too. I mean, hibiscus are generally tropical, so they're only evergreen south of Orlando, or on some of the coastal areas, Clearwater and places like that. Nature has a way of going, these are not native to this area. They're not that cold hardy, but we can get away with tweaking our environment somewhat in order to get them to grow. But a lot of your regular tropical hibiscus, they get huge in one season. So if you have to cut them back to 2 feet, 3 feet off the ground, all you're doing is giving it plenty of time to get nice and full, start off with nice fresh vegetation for the following year. It's just in the springtime, or if it begins to warm up a lot early, pull those leaves off of there, but keep them handy. And then if it's going to get cold again, you can just rake them back up over the top of them, and that's going to give you more cold protection than your frost blankets, or in addition to your frost blankets.
So Saturday we went to Rainbow Springs.
Okay, yeah.
The old rodeo area has been transformed into a butterfly garden.
Oh, nice.
And volunteers were tending to it, and it looks like a lot of people got together, and each person got like a 10 by 10 foot area.
Okay.
And they're all and the rules are they have to be all native plants.
Oh, okay.
You got to go there one day and just check it out.
Just have
and
to
just
take
walk
the time
through it.
to
It's
go through
really,
it,
I mean, they really did a really good job making, and it's still working on it. So.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Things like that are ever,
That's at Rainbow Springs. And Silver Springs, I think they're planning something similar.
They could be.
I don't know.
If they just, and really the plantings just need to intersperse throughout the areas, because that way the butterflies will travel because normally a butterfly will come and lay her eggs on a larval host plant. When that caterpillar hatches out and goes through his changes as he's feeding and things like that, and he's getting ready to change into a chrysalis, he doesn't stay there. He will travel off somewhere else, a little more protected, where birds, lizards, frogs,
makes sense, yeah.
Other things aren't going to grab him while he's defenseless, which he's defenseless pretty much any time, to create and become a butterfly. So it's interspersing more butterfly plants throughout the whole landscape instead of just in one area. The area gives you a place to sit and watch predominantly where your butterflies
Right,
are,
right.
having them all throughout gives a better chance for their survival.
So native plants.
Native plants. Which means that they're going to select nurseries and things like that in order to find those.
So the folks who are the experts in gardening over there, it's still in Marion County.
Right.
Are they the same people from the extension office here?
Some of the volunteers are actually master gardeners because
Okay.
they live over in those areas.
Yeah,
They
makes
live over
sense.
in Rainbow Springs. And they've been a whole part of that whole transformation from the time Rainbow Springs came back into as a state park, that they've been there since the beginning, doing all that restorative back into more native plantings.
And I don't know if those trails were always there, but there's trails outside of what used to be the theme park.
Okay.
So like a 2-mile trail
They've probably added.
past the phosphate pits and all
Okay.
that, which I didn't even know existed.
No,
Yeah.
no. They've probably added to that to make it of more interest and more things to do.
Yeah.
The beautiful
Gives
parks.
you a warning in case you come across a bear.
Oh, yeah.
Just speak softly and
Yeah.
move back.
Yeah.
Don't say
I was
anything
going
about
to
a
say
big stick.
the only thing I need to do is be faster than the other guy. That's
You're right.
and I don't have to know. I can't.
Just
Don't
hope you
have to be
don't-
a marathon runner. I just have to be faster than the slowest guy.
Just hope you don't like the other guy.
Right. Well,
Somebody
yeah.
you like.
Yeah, then that's a different thing.
Don't leave somebody there. Real quickly, there was an article that was in your box about herbs, and
Right.
one of the things I want to ask you about the herbs specifically. Okay, and this is an opinion thing, I guess.
Okay.
But the article suggests that people grow herbs for medicinal purposes.
Right.
Do you agree or not agree with that?
On some of it, I mean, that gets to be, aloe. I would grow, aloe is an herb. Actually, it's a succulent, but it's great for, use on burns and cuts and scrapes, sunburn, that kind of thing. It has medicinal properties. Chamomile used as a tea is soothing kind of thing. So sometimes it's those kind of things that are added in. Many people attribute garlic to
Right.
cold remedies and things like that. So some of these are just done. They may be a culinary herb as well as as having medicinal
Right.
properties. I know that the university, which I don't know where their stance is now. I know that years back when I first became a master gardener, we could not label any herb in our herb gardens as medicinal because they were not tested safe and
really?
effective
Oh, really?
by, or anywhere. And the university just frowned upon that being labeled as such. So it's one of those kind of things of ginger, it's a culinary herb as well as it does have medicinal properties. That you can,
Right,
if you make candies out of it, sometimes that can soothe upset stomach and things like that, as well as, you grab a hot pepper. If you got a toothache and you grab a hot pepper and take a bite, you no longer have a toothache. Now, you may not be able to feel your tongue either, but your toothache is gone.
But it masks it, though.
With that, actually, it doesn't solve the problem, but it will numb the area.
give you
Same with
some
clove.
relief. Yeah.
Will do the same kind of thing. So if you're doing it on the, garden collections often include, as the article said, grown for flavorings, aromatic, medicinal, even as pesticides, dyes, and bouquets, fragrant sachets for in the house and things as
Right,
well.
right.
So lots of different ways, lots of different reasons to grow herbs in the landscape.
And is it okay? And in outside,
Right.
not in your house.
Well, in the house you can somewhat, but usually you don't have enough or proper lighting conditions for that. But put them near your back door to where you can enjoy the fragrance if that's where you're growing them. If you're growing it culinary, it's near to the kitchen so that you will use them. Other plantings just to have the permanent plantings to where they're something that's going to keep going for you.
Stanley Spencer is singing.
There we go. Thanks, Dad. Love my song.
Oh, I forgot to
still.
do the $20 gift certificate.
Oh, bummer.
I have a $20 gift certificate to Bob Wines.
Anybody wants it?
No need to answer a question. I don't have time. 622-9622 if you want to win the $20. It's yours. It's good for plants only, correct?
Right.
Is that the
That's it.
So call me if you get through first. You've got it. Thank you, Carol Ann.
Thank you, Larry.
See you next week.
Yep.
Stay warm.
Oh, yeah.
She knows the lie.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.